play songs on the radio too loud. This could be magical. Whoa, whoa. This could be magical. Whoa, whoa. To escape, and here we are, driving narrow streets in a rusty car, leading to the sea. Think we're getting close. We should take a pic, baby, strike a pose. I remember every day that I spent right here with you. Yeah, you are the one who makes me feel as good as I do. Baby, I wanna still act like we are 22 right now. Just let go, lose control, play songs on the radio too loud. This could be magical. Whoa, whoa. This could be magical.
I don't know why, but that song always gets me pumped up. It's just something about the drums and then coming in and getting some good energy. How's everybody doing today? There's a little difference going on I'm going to talk about in a second, but my name is John Ryan from Coffee Talk and Tech. Thank you for coming in, everybody. How's everybody doing today? It's getting cold outside. It's fall time. All right, well, we're going to get into it a little bit. I'm going to go find our good friend, Jeff, and bring him into the scene. So let's go check out Jeff and see how he's doing. I hope everybody's doing great. It's November already, everybody. Isn't that crazy? Can you believe that? I mean, I can't. Jeff, is it cold out there? Is it cold in Wisconsin?
Yeah, it's chilly. Bring me in here. It's cold out here. Bring me in from the cold.
It's cold outside.
Bring me into this nice toasty stream. I actually left I'm drinking tea tonight, in the microwave for an extra minute because it's so chilly. It's cold, man. Dude, we're in the 30s.
I would imagine.
It's ridiculous. It's supposed to be up to 60s this weekend, and then it'll be like 40 degrees below zero probably by another week, you know. It is what it is. It's changing. It's you can't stop it.
The leaves are falling.
I love this time of year. I love the leaves this time of year.
Oh, I do too. It's great. I see a few people in here, and that's great. Tonight, we've talked about this a few times, and it's something that I did a while ago, and I set up a subscriber alert box. Nothing fancy. I even used the one that came with Streamelements and didn't change a thing, because as you stream, the only thing that I see a lot of times is that you don't even notice that you might have a new subscriber. And if they're subscribing to come into the stream, it's nice to recognize them right away in the stream. And another factor is this is my first personal stream with my Sony ZV-E10. And I'm getting it dialed in a little bit more, Jeff, right?
You are. You were dialing it in right a minute after you got off the last stream. You were working on it.
Yeah.
And you were already dialing it in right away. So I think you're looking stunning, my friend.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit better.
This is a beautiful picture. Look at this. Look at those two Sonys next to each other. We're getting it together. We're going to be okay someday.
It's getting a little bit better. It's getting a little bit better, and I like it. I like it a lot. So we got Laura Williams in here. I'm gonna go through, check out who's here, who's saying hi. I see you talking. Here's Melissa Barons. Hey, how are you? And I know she was live streaming today, and always is live streaming. And we see Lala here. And guys, I put the link to Streamelements in the stream already. And so we're gonna head over there. So the thing is with Streamelements is that you got to connect your YouTube channel, and they're gonna ask for a privacy. Like you might get an email from YouTube saying that you have to accept Streamelements in your privacy settings. And so it's nothing that no one else has to do. I mean, even the top streamers use this, and this is how they use their subscriber alert boxes and get set up. I mean, if Alpha Gaming uses this, that tells you a lot right there. And
I'm getting rid of it then.
Yeah, if you don't know who he is,
that guy knows nothing.
You have to go.
Heller's a hack.
You have to go look up Harris Heller and see how much of an impact he is on streaming in general. Yeah. But along the way, we have Miss B Finesse here. How you doing? We have Den Mortel, by the way, which we were watching her singing right the other night after our stream and said hello
on Tuesday. A lovely singing voice. It was very nice.
Yeah, she had some really hard songs, right? And,
let's sing the Titanic song. Let's all talk about how hard that song is to sing. Celine Dion's about one of the few people who could ever sing it.
And then we have my mom in here. Hello, how are you? We have Cashew here saying, hello, Mr. Ryan. And I know she gave you a shout out to you and said hello.
She did.
This is Cashew. This is
I'm ignoring her.
Huh?
I was kidding. I said, I'm ignoring her. I was just kidding.
This is our top moderator. She's really something good.
She is. We can't ignore her. That'd be ridiculous.
And, Tommy knows me as J.A. Ryans, so.
It's going around now, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You're now the plural John. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to start that, but it's okay.
I want to say to Vince, thank you for inviting us out. We couldn't make it, but Vince is like really into looking at the stars, and he's got a great telescope. I'm talking something serious, man. Like I think he can see like Pluto or something. I don't know.
Not like one of those. Not like one of those you'd find at Spencer Gifts in the mall.
Yeah, he's
like way back in the day.
He's not a joker. Like it is serious stuff, and he's saying
it's one of those where you almost you need your own room, and you never let your kids go in there.
Right.
That kind of telescope.
Right. So I see a lot of people here. I just want to go through, say hi guys, how you doing? Unfortunately, we're not gonna see Brian. Brian's at a Colts game tonight, right?
He is. He's at the Colts game.
And that's really awesome. Hey, Philly Picker, Colts. How you doing? Thanks for stopping in. Miss B Finesse in the house saying hello. I appreciate that. The Flipping Sports guy here. He's saying hi to Tommy. Nice. And that's Coco T TV.
Coco T.
And she's got a nice little channel. She has her son on with her a lot, and they have like these eating challenges, and I'm like, these people are so little. How do they eat so much? I can't stay that little.
It's always the way. Well, who's that guy who always wins the famous hot dog eating contest? Video now.
Yeah, that
always at Coney Island. Who's
Joey?
That dude that's always
Joey.
Joey, big mouth, eats a lot of hot dog
and then
guy.
The girl,
and he's like 30. He's 30 pounds wet.
Right.
but he's just pounding down crazy amounts of milk and hot dogs, which, by the way, just makes me.
And the girl too, who wins it, who eats like 50 hot dogs
Yeah.
too. She's like 120
She weighs
pounds.
more than he does, and she's nothing.
These are wearing off, Sammy. Finally, how you doing, Sammy? I hope you're feeling better. I know you were
that's
a little under the weather last
that's
week.
It's a bad ink, bro.
Yeah, it's taken forever for it to happen. All right.
It's funny.
So Joey
man.
Chestnut, right? What's nuts on your chest?
What now?
That's chestnuts, right? I'm not going.
That just hit me. It just hit me right in the nose. I was like, "What did you just say to me?" And we're just gonna step through that.
Joey Chestnuts. Yeah. He's
It's a
annoying.
nut, like cashew. You know,
Right.
like a.
Gesundheit.
I know. Yeah.
All right. So guys, that link is up there for Streamelements. If you're going to go look for it, go check it out. Streamelements. You're going to have to connect to your YouTube channel, like I was saying. But once you do connect to your YouTube channel, it's going to allow you to do a lot of different things, especially if you're live streaming. So where you get to in Streamelements should look like this. This should be your page when you get there. And you can go over and take a look you can connect through Twitch, YouTube, Facebook gaming. And I don't know much about Trovo, but it's another thing that you can connect. And the great thing about Streamelements is that it's all basically web-based. So everything that you're doing here doesn't put an extra strain on your CPU or your video cards, because everything's going to come in through a web link and a web browser. So you'll set this up as like a web browser in Ecamm or in vMix or in OBS for that matter. And so this is what it will look like. And speaking of, I'm sure here's Harris Heller right here. Streamelements is the only option for me. And so all the big people for streaming absolutely use it and everything. So that's what it's going to look like. So make your way over there, and you might want to connect with that ahead of time if you want to do this kind of together. I'm going to give you the basic idea of what this all will look like. And from there, we'll go into the overlay that you'll just create. They'll have a pre-one done, and then you can just activate that and use that for the meantime, and then worry about like getting fancy. So I want to give you an example of what this would look like when you're using it. So you guys have probably seen enough of, my overlays going off maybe with a subscriber. So this is what it would kind of like.
Are we supposed to do this?
No, it's firing over on the other side. Let me
I
see.
know. I see that. Yeah.
Toot, toot, toot. Which it shouldn't do that.
Should we panic? Is this a good time to panic?
No. But it should, if I fire it here, it should show up over there though. But I could give them maybe. Let me see. Oh, my Streamelements is. Let me see if this works. There it is. Okay. I'm just in vMix, so I have to assign an overlay to it. So this is what it would look like for the subscriber. Okay. And then also I have a super chat one done, and this is what it looks like if a super chat goes off. It's right over my head. But you know what it is? It's the sound and the fact that I can see it, and it's not being ignored in case I put this in the stream. And so this way, if somebody does make a super chat, I can pick up on it. I see it. And that's the important thing, because the worst thing is to feel like you're missing people. And I definitely don't want to feel that way when people are actually reaching out to you and complimenting you and subscribing to you and all that stuff. So that's the benefit of having this. So let's go over to Streamelements. And this is what you will look like when you get to your dashboard. Boom. Let me see if this is your dashboard. And it tells you a lot of different stuff, but let me see if let me just make sure. I want to check on you guys if there's anything coming up in the chat here. I could take a look.
Let's ban everybody. See how this goes.
Yeah. So there you go. Yeah, in 2018. Yeah, absolutely. I was using it almost 2 years ago too. It's been around for a while. Most of the people were using it on Twitch way before they were using it on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was where you really saw it.
And that's where, because Twitch is way ahead of the curve on everything. And that's where a lot of the creatives were. But they just are moving over to YouTube because they're not getting, the recognition and the money over there. So, and let's set it up.
The problem is on Twitch, if you're not streaming, you're not really doing anything.
Right.
They just don't have a great setup for recorded videos.
All right. Oh, hey, there's Aaron. I haven't seen him in a while. Thanks for stopping by
Aaron,
and saying
how you
hi,
doing,
bro.
my friend?
Yeah,
Good to see you.
Yeah, Twitch has been way ahead, but the problem is they're not retaining retention, and so people are leaving because the much more money that they're going to be able to make in YouTube. But the problem is when you change platforms, we can have a whole discussion of how difficult that is for people. So it's going to be definitely something that will be hard for a lot of Twitch streamers. Harris Heller has been doing it for years already. He was prepping the switch over for years. And what I mean years, probably a good 2 years he was. And that's why he came over to YouTube and slowly migrated over here. And then as of this May, I think, he started doing his first live streams here. And so he knew what was going on way ahead of everyone else because he's one of the people that Twitch had come to a lot of times and other companies to get advice on what they can do to improve the streaming. So, but I am going to, so many people have migrated over from Twitch. And of course, the bigger ones will be able to do it, but it's going to be rough on a lot of the smaller, even middle of the road Twitchers over there will have a difficult time. But you're going to get into, this would be your dashboard, and it goes over by like week by week. And you can look at, depending on how much you have connected, like your revenue that would come in for the week, or subscribers. You can actually set up tip jars. There's so many things you can actually, a lot of times, how it's like you can't go and look and see who is subscribed to you. When you go in here, it will show a lot of people that are subscribed that sometimes just don't show up when you're looking to see who's subscribed lately. And I can find people there and just see what they're all about. So yeah, there you go. I didn't do that. So that's someone that's came in and subscribed, and now they'll be able to come into the stream after they're subscribed for 5 minutes, and then we can go over.
I like how they
this.
cover your face, though. I think it's appropriate.
That's the way you have to do it.
Box you out.
Yeah, it's all about covering your face because I'm not a good-looking guy. So anyways, you have this here.
Oh, that's not true.
You have this here, and then you're going to go into your streaming tools, and then you're going to go into my overlays. Now, your overlays that you have, it will be blank in here. There won't be anything. And you're going to go over to create a blank overlay, and then you'll click on that. And then it's going to ask you for the resolution that you choose, that you're choosing. I just stick with the 1080p most always. And the great thing is a lot of these little these little things that you're going to have to show, they're going to be I always try to size them up as big as I can, because then when you take them into like Ecamm or you take them into vMix or wherever it is, you can go and adjust the size there. So the bigger it is here now, the better it is later, as far as like when you make it bigger, the resolution still looks pretty decent. And then all you're going to do is, it's this simple. You're going to add a widget. You're going to go to alerts. You're going to set up an alert box. And all these are the ones that you may or may not want to use. If you don't want to have a membership alert, because you just uncheck it. If you don't have super chats, you just uncheck it. Right? So I would leave these two for me. But if you were just starting, you just wanted one of these, it could be a subscriber alert. And then you can go, and this would be the basic subscriber alert right here. You'd go and set it off. And that's what it looks like. Now it's firing off for me too, guys. But the one that you're seeing on the screen here is the one that originally comes with Streamelements. And the one that you're seeing firing off, because it's firing off in my Streamelements, is the one that I created. So that if you wanted to just use this to have a subscriber alert, then that's all you would have to do. Then you go up here, you would click on this link, get overlay link, right? You take that link and then you pull it in as a browser in your Ecamm, in your vMix, and in your OBS. And then you just go and place that anywhere and you'll be able to have a subscriber alert. It's that easy. So the only thing yeah.
I mean, what type of scene do you got to put that in? Like, is that a web browser, an OBS scene? Where are you pasting that link? Yeah?
Yeah, that's what I just said. When you were reading.
In vMix, I was just trying to think in vMix.
In vMix, it would just be a web browser. And it would be the same thing in Ecamm, and it would be the same thing in OBS. It would just always be a web browser.
Sure. Okay.
And then you just go
in
in
there.
there.
Utilize the web browser. Okay.
Yep. And you'll paste the URL right in there. And then when you, after you go and pull that into your scene, right, because you're just going to add it to whatever you want, then you just go and emulate it. You'll go and fire it off. So this is right here.
Okay.
Is the emulate button right down here. So you click on that and you want to make sure it works. Then you just go and hit this. Okay. And there it is.
Sweet.
So I added that sound. Now, all you'll get is that clink, okay? And it shows this. But if you want to go and change that, you can go into each one of these and you can change that. So you'll go into, like, say, subscriber alert, and you want to change the video. Then you can just go click on change video, and look at anything you pull into here, you can replace it with. So I made this alert, right, for the super chat in Canva. And that's all you have to do is go over here, upload wherever on your computer it is, and then it will upload to this, and then you can change it in here. And then you can control the volume right here, okay, from defaults. And then if you want to change the sound, it's that easy also. All these sounds I pulled in myself. It's the same exact thing. You'll hit an upload, and you can drag and drop or select the file from your computer, and then you'll pull that right in. And then you can change your video and you can change your sound. And then you just go back and you can go test it. This is what it looks like with the basic super chat that they give you. That's funny. That didn't show up. Isn't that awesome? Oh, wait. That's because
let's all vote on how funny that is.
Maybe that's because I'm in here. So if I go back, and this is funny, all these things, you just save them after you make them too. Like I'll go into mine. Here's mine right here. So after you mess with anything in here, like if I want to emulate the super chat, there it is, right? So if I make a change on here, because if I go into the super chat, I can change the size of this font here, the length of the time it shows up, any of those types of things I can go and change. And then you have to hit this save button right at the top, guys. And then you hit that save button, and it's really that easy. So
it's pretty simple, man.
Does anybody have any in particular questions of maybe?
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so it's like I'm just going to say it's obviously a clear background ping. You drop it in, so you can just resize it how you want over the top of whatever.
Yeah,
scene,
and if you're using
a vMix,
like you saw, I pulled that in as like a green screen kind of background. You go into Canva and you just go pick the color green, and then pick the brightest color, the green, and then you could drop that in. Oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Like. Let me see if anybody's saying anything else here that's of any importance, really.
No, we blocked everybody.
Oh, we did?
Yeah. Nightbot's getting crazy out here. Just so anybody knows, I tamed my Nightbot from the other night. Found the problem.
Oh, that was your son.
It was he.
Cool. Thank you so much. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's so
that
cool.
kind of shows it, how it went set off, and that was my personal one that went off. Yeah, that's pretty cool, right? I think it's really cool. And it's important, because if you get monetized, you want to make sure you don't miss a super chat. I think one of the worst things is like when somebody misses a super chat, and everybody's gonna do it. It's happened. I've sent a super chat to D Niman or Nick Niman, and they missed it. I've sent super chats to other people, they've missed it. I mean, it happens, but you don't want it to happen, and so you try not to make it happen. So the very cool, right? So if there's no I'm hoping Restream, what is he saying here? I'm hoping Restream adds browser sources for people not using vMix. Right, yeah, so if you're using like Restream or StreamYard, yeah, you can't add that in there like that. So the
complaining he does about StreamYard, that's a pretty weak thing not to have in there. I'm surprised they don't have a browser sources set up already.
It would be really cool for people like, that are using that. And I think that's something that they should really look into because it is a big deal. But also there's so many other ways that it can be, a lot. There's plenty of people using OBS. There's plenty of people. And also, if you're looking to really up your game in your streaming, I mean, I think a decent amount of people will switch over unless you got like a really, if you're really into multiple people, it's really easy with StreamYard for the most, right? So, live streaming pros here. Okay. But,
I just,
oh, here's Yolanda. Hi, everyone, popping in to say hello. How have you been? I hope everything's good. And
popping in like popcorn.
I'm always trying to I always think these things are a given where people know about this so much, but then I have a lot of people asking, and like Lala was one of them. And then it's just really easy, right, to go over this and add that to your stream. I mean, you go and just copy and paste that into your Ecamm and add it as a web browser, and that's just going to fire off. You're just going to use that web browser, and you're going to that's the only thing you can do is I might forget to add it as an overlay in the scene. And then you might have to remind myself sometimes that I might have to change it. No, I don't use Restream. And I know a lot of people are using it, and I don't think most people should be. That's my opinion. But for every reason, I don't think most people should be using it to stream to 20 places. My goal, right, is to grow YouTube. I don't want to grow in 7 different places and try to pull people all together. If your plan is to do that for a 6-month period or a 4-month period, and then you get all these people together and slowly start pulling back on the other platforms, and then you're trying to draw those people in to YouTube, that's a different story. That's just my opinion. I think when you throw too many things out there for a lengthy amount of time, you start thinning out the things that are more important. And the scale of YouTube is not going to be beat by anybody else. So I want to get recognized on here first and foremost, and that's my opinion.
There's a lot of good there are good reasons to do multiple outs, but in the end, I agree with you. You're just enabling people to stay on their platform rather than just make their way over to YouTube and do what you need them to do. But it's tough. It's
Since day one, and Streamlabs has this, and like I've told some people, Streamlabs, when you use it, right? Because I don't think most people here even know the difference. But there's OBS Studio, and there's OBS Streamlabs. And it's basically 2 different companies that are using OBS, and Streamlabs is really focused on beginner streamers, and most of the gaming people use the Streamelements. But the factor here is I'm no gamer, all right? I'm not looking for anything that's harder though. But the thing is, the Streamelements that I showed you has no overhead. As far as like CPU usage are very, very low compared to Streamlabs. And so if that matters to you, then using the Streamelements, and as a streamer in general, it seems to me that I think you should matter most of the time of your CPU usage and your, GPU. So that's the reason why I use the Streamelements. Yes, because I've been having a hard time knowing who to thank for during the live streams. Exactly, Mama.
Yeah.
Thanks for this topic, John.
Yep.
Well, you had brought it up the other day, and I was like saying to myself, you know, if someone's asking for it and a few people are, I just wanted to show you, like, even if you didn't have a video ready to add to your personal touch or some music, you could just use this and you could literally set this up in about, 2 minutes? You know what I mean? And so then you have something, you know, you have something where now you can thank that subscriber that came in. Now you're not going to miss that super chat because you can literally hear it fire off and it flashes on the screen. And so, and that's a big deal, right? And so that is like the important reason for me
I mean,
to have it.
People, it's like getting a like from the host when you bother to subscribe. It's kind of made me realize I need to get on this tomorrow, because I think it is a really it's a little thing, but it's not a little thing,
Right.
in my mind.
Well, because as soon as I got monetized, right, I didn't want something to happen where someone sent something and I didn't recognize it, because I think that's kind of, you know, I want to thank that person, and I would want to thank them right away. So Secondhand Rose is saying, so you just run lives through YouTube. I also have run lives through Facebook. And I don't have a problem with that, right? And I always say this, and I don't know why, but it's because I learned all this stuff from other people. So I always say the smarter people than me, because those are the people I learn these things from, right? The people that really know what they're talking about, which I'm talking about Nick Nimmin, Dee Nimmin, Daniel Battelle. These are people that I have always listened to and learned from. And so I take that knowledge, I suck this stuff in, and I don't keep on going back for the basics. I mean, I just took this knowledge in and I just go back to them and say, thank you for this great knowledge, you know? But the things that they always say is, make sure you don't spread yourself so thin. The first mistake that a lot of new YouTubers do is they go and make their banner, right? Which most of them don't even do that. But they go and make their banner and they put everything social in their banner. And you see like 6 things in there or 4 things. And the thing is, you're sitting here trying to grow on YouTube, and your main objective is usually for these people, and I'm not saying this is everybody, their main objective is to get monetized on YouTube. So if you're going out and you're not giving them a reason to come and see you over on YouTube, they're just going to sit on the platform that they're comfortable with. You know, right, Chad? Like I've seen it because I've done it.
Tommy mentions in here, it's true. There are studies on people just are really stubborn about leaving platforms, and that's very true. And if you're new to YouTube, you need to keep people in the ecosystem. I mean, last thing you want to do is give somebody a door to go and leave. Now, as you get growing, you're going to have other monetization options and other portals and funnels from what you're doing once you're big enough. Yeah, send them over to Instagram, send them over to some website. Absolutely. Yeah.
Right.
But the timing has to be better.
Secondhand Rose, I'm not saying what you want to do. First, she's saying here, my problem is that I want to rope in a particular group from Facebook into my YouTube channel. So you have a plan. And that's where most people fall short. Now, I know, like I'm saying this, and you think it's not true, but most people don't have a plan at all. So you already have a plan, and that's what I'm talking about.
My question, and then, so it seems to me that she's trying to focus on nibbling at a group that she is a member of, but it'd be different if you started a group and you're trying to grow the group against your YouTube channel, and then you're having the overhead of managing that group. If you're already with a creative group and they allow that, then I don't see the harm in that. You know what I mean? I think that's fine. It makes sense to me. But if you start a group to grow the group, and then you're trying to maintain that group as you're a new YouTuber as well, I don't know. That's going to be real rough.
Right.
I don't really see the point.
Right. So the Streamelements that I'm using here is no cost. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. And you set this stuff up, and you can set up other things. Go in there, poke around, see what's for free. I set things up 6 months ago that I didn't even use, kind of like this right here, where I could have had this being used for me many times. Thanks for watching, stream ended. And right at the bottom, they had already here, like the latest super chat and the latest subscriber. And so I didn't have to do anything but delete some of the things that were on here I didn't want. And so that's free. And you can have one for taking a break or the beginning of your stream. My countdown background is actually from Streamelements also that I use, and I added my logo on top. So that was a good question, by the way, to see the cost, because we're all talking about saving money. And this is what I do. This is all free.
Yeah.
So last night, I happened to catch Dimebag Darren doing karaoke night up in Vancouver, I think he's from. And he was really great on the mic, and he really sounded fantastic, and he had people coming up and singing and having a great time. And it's nice just to see someone having a great time. And so I was giving him a little feedback on his sound because he's tweaking it a little bit better, and he sounded really good, and it was great seeing him.
What kind of music was Darren singing?
Oh, he wasn't singing.
What was his music choices?
He was running the karaoke. Yeah, so other people were singing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought he was singing. Like, I want to know what he was singing. Okay.
So Tommy's saying, Rose, you have a better chance of curing cancer. People don't leave platforms. The statistics I saw was at best that maybe you get 20% and probably not even that. But here's the thing, though. I don't ever want to be clumping everybody into the same scenario. It doesn't always work like that, because if someone has a little niche, like say it's Pokemon cards, okay, and they're in a Facebook group, and I'm just saying this because we all probably know there's a big streamer that did this. And so he went and he engorged himself into this Facebook group for over a year. But he's not just in there saying hello, he's adding to the knowledge base. He's funneling people into realizing and that he is of importance in this community. And so he kept on making this happen over the course of a year. And then he started his own Pokemon channel. And he literally went bananas and gained tons of subscribers really fast. And there was a plan. And again, it's always like a plan. You know?
I never have a plan. I need more plans. You know?
Well, that's the idea. And so there has to be some type of plan involved for this to work. It's not like you're just going to go right to Facebook and then Twitch and then here, and you think that magically everybody's going to funnel over to YouTube. You'll be chasing everybody, and that's not what you want to be doing. So the idea is to really have a plan, and the plan always was, from a lot of the smarter people than me, was to start something and keep on trying to tell people that slowly I'm going to be switching over to just YouTube, and then I'll be funneling off these other things, and I'm going to be doing this streaming on just YouTube at this day at this time, and then slowly see who you can pull over from the other side. And that's the idea for most of the time for what they say works best. So yeah, I say they because I've heard this from a lot of other people besides just, me saying it. I don't say things that I just think, are great. These are is like my rule of thumb. There's plenty of people that have been doing this a lot longer than me, with a lot dived in deep a lot more than me. And I listen to people who are generally right above my knowledge base. If you want to learn from the smart people, go above your knowledge base and get uncomfortable about the things you have to learn, and you'll find out that you grow a bit faster.
I mean, that's why I'm here.
That's why you're here?
Just wait for that to register.
Okay, so the people that you are talking about, I know them in real life or have done an interview with them. Right, Sammy, I mean, these aren't people that we don't know. Everybody knows them. And we know how effective they are, and we know how, well-to-do they are with things. And they'll say it to you, to your face, and I'll say it to your face. Like, once we can teach people the things they need to learn about tech, or little niblets of adding like this to your stream, or adding for instance, this is my first, removable lens Sony camera. I stream with Jeff on Jeff's channel on Tuesday. I didn't look this good on Tuesday. And so
No.
what do you have to do? You have to use the same knowledge you have about the other cameras, and then you have to use it with this camera and make it work. And what I learned right off the bat, the Sony is much better in lower light conditions. So what my thinking was of what an ISO should be regularly, what I've used, is different than this Sony. And so I found myself definitely a little too light and using too much light, right, Jeff? I mean, that was what he found out.
Yeah, you did, and you're a Canon guy, and everything runs a little bit different. And you've been always emphatic about drop that sucker down to 100, and I could see why, given the nature of it. And I over time, I started pushing my up to 400. Someone said 800, and I found for 400, and I thought the dynamic range was better and everything else. And you played around with yours, and you found it after a few minutes, really.
Well, I'm at 200 ISO, but I dropped the light down more, and I had a lot of light going on with the Canons because I needed it more. But
how does that feel, by the way? How does that feel tonight? How does it feel dropping those lights?
A lot easier on the eyes, and in general, though, it just brought out a little bit more of a pop with this camera, and I was definitely washing out things by having too much light before. So
I was totally washing out. These are down to like 2%. A couple of lights. It is so nice on your eyes to be able to just drop that down, especially if you have everything on dark mode up on your screen as well. It looks bright on the camera. It looks bright on the screen, and it's just not. I do have a little bit of a overhead, like a square Ulanzi hair light, I suppose.
So I hope that a few of you will go. Like, for instance, by the way, Lioncrest Outdoors, which he's really good with his tech, and he's a real nice guy. I was watching his live stream before we came on to here, and I don't know if you saw, but I dropped him a little congrats for his 1K, right, subscribership.
I heard he went 1K. I saw that in here.
Yeah. And
congrats,
so
by the way. That's
right now,
awesome.
Him being monetized, you might want to set up a subscriber alert, right? And you might want to set up a super chat, and this way you don't miss it. Because I tell you, when I got my first super chat and it came in and the bell rung, it didn't ring off right away. Remember? Because I forgot to.
I remember that.
To add it, and I was very disappointed.
You were so bummed. Like you were never going to get another sub ever in your life. You were so bummed.
But it wasn't that. It was the fact that someone sent it. I think it was Tommy was one of the first ones, and it missed it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so I was a little bit bummed. But
and
then
you know what happened? I love this community. They all went back out, unsubscribed, and resubscribed to you.
No, I'm talking about like super chat.
Oh, super chat. Okay, I was thinking about the first time because you had trouble the first time you did the normal subscribe too.
Yep, the first time.
I guess I was thinking about that. Right. But you're right. There was an issue with the super chat. Yeah.
And so and so Sammy's saying I'm looking great on the new Sony. I think I'm definitely dialing it in, and we're
a little more balanced now.
Yeah, I'm very happy with it. I mean, for some reason, this particular Sony, which I know a lot of the 64, 6100s, they definitely are a little bit too much. There's too much green going on. In my particular case, I had a little too much red going on in the new one because I know the new colors, they're much more vibrant. And in the ZV-1s, the same situation. They are much more vibrant than the older Sonys. And so they're always improving their colors. And I'm definitely very happy.
64.
I love the camera. I'm very happy with the camera, except you can't touch the LCD screen. I hate that.
What did I tell you?
I hate that.
You could turn that off. Oh, you mean you can't use it as a touchscreen?
No, I hate that.
No,
I just think that it's
maybe
when you have a
on
touch
whether
screen, you should be able to touch it. Okay, the whole screen.
I have a monitor.
Is a touch screen.
It doesn't do any. I can touch my monitor. It doesn't do anything.
Yeah,
I don't complain about it.
That screen is a touch screen. If I can touch everything on there for a focus point, I should be able to touch anything to change something on a menu. So yes, the tech has been stuck.
I think they're going to. That's going to be the next thing. I think this camera was the last of their little bit of a line tweak to get out. I think they wanted to hit that vlogger market with the 6400, inserts. And I think they're gonna. I think the next big thing is going to be like, hey, by the way, we've got a new touchscreen.
Yeah.
Just please get your user interface a little bit firmed up.
The minute that
terrible.
they go and have a touch screen, they're going to have so many people rushing over because this is a frustration.
You bought one without
point.
it. You bought one without it.
Yeah, I did. I did because the thing's going to be sitting here, and when I set it up, I don't have to change much.
True.
And I have
That's
my
true.
USB cord hooked up to the app, and I can change it right on the screen for the basic stuff.
I have my app too.
You know, but otherwise it would be frustrating to have that. So she's this
got
is
fired
Yolanda.
up.
Oh, by the way, I missed this here. Secondhand Rose said, yes, the tech has been my sticking point of launching this idea for sure. And that's what we talk about. And that's some of the things that we talk about is not every camera is right for the right person. And I'll keep on saying it, man. If you can find a Canon M50 Mark II, it's definitely got a much faster learning curve than using a Sony. But if you if the tech isn't really a big deal for you, this is the Sony, and I'll answer Yolanda's question. This is the Sony ZV-E10, and there's nothing amazingly like over the hill new with this camera. It's the same, a lot of the same things that they were getting out of the 6400 or 6100 with a couple bonuses along the way for YouTubers, I think. So I think most people, I would absolutely recommend this as their first YouTube camera to 95% of the people. If you were a person that was really stuck on the tech, then I would be saying, okay, a Canon M50 Mark II for that 5% where it's really tough for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair.
And so Lioncrest Outdoors is saying, I'm saving for the Sony A6400. And a lot of people, right? I think Lioncrest, you're going to have a lot of people go to you. Why would you get the 6400? Oh, and you wouldn't just get the ZV-E10. And a lot of people don't realize that maybe this guy wants a viewfinder. Okay, maybe he wants to use this as a semi-hybrid camera. He wants to take pictures with it. He wants a weather-sealed camera with a magnesium body instead of a plastic body. So this ZV-E10 being a plastic body, it will probably never leave this studio because I have my other cameras to take outside. I have a weather-sealed Canon EOS R with a weather-sealed lens. I have, the M50 Mark II. I have the ZV, 1 to vlog with. So this camera will never leave here, and so this is the one that it needs to be, the ZV-E10. But the 6400, and we said this numerous times, Jeff has the 6400. You love it, right?
I really have fallen in love with it. You know what I mean? I've just grown to really love this camera. And I'm just ecstatic with it. I think you'll really enjoy it. And interestingly enough, I'm in the market for a second camera, so it'll be interesting to see what I end up going for, a grab-and-go camera. I have ideas, but it'll be a Sony.
Right. Yeah, and everybody's going to use a different ISO depending on how much lighting you have coming in and what lens you have.
Yeah.
So, who are some of the people that you experienced Guru learned from? Names, channels. So, oh God. So when it came to cameras, I think Jared Polin, Fro Knows Photo, was one of the bigger people that I've went to, right? Because he gets into the intricacies of each camera, and he's very knowledgeable about it, and he's fun to watch, So
That's a trifecta.
yeah, and then you'll have people who are just, there's good interviews where there's a lot of knowledge based. I mean, you have to, like, I took photography in high school. And so I took it for 2 years. And so I had the basic principles of the triangle of how a picture comes together, as far as aperture and ISO and that type of stuff. But I didn't know what I needed with a mirrorless or a DSLR. And so I just watched a lot of videos, and then you end up finding out who's knowledgeable. Yeah. And you'll see when multiple people, keep on telling you that they're using a 6400 or a ZV-E10, but they did downplay the Canon M50 Mark II. Everybody was pissed off about it because, you know, Canon didn't really do the right thing for some of the things, so people had a right to be pissed off. But if you were just looking to buy your first camera and the Mark II was out, which is the second version, in case you don't know what Mark II is of the M50, the people that had the original M50 were just pissed off because they literally made a software change, a firmware update, and gave the ability to multiple things to this camera. So you kind of got screwed. So
yeah.
But
yeah,
who
they
are
did
some
their
other
pissed off
people that,
videos, and then it
that you like?
came back and did their, oh, by the way, it's a great camera.
Right. And I did a video.
A lot of
on
them.
Yeah. I did the video on the M50, and it actually gave me that video that I did helped me get monetized. I got over 550, I think, hours and 100 and something subscribers off of that video on 8,000 views. And it really helped me get to where I am now. And that camera, the M50, for the price at that time was still an outstanding camera, but people just get upset and they just don't like that tech downgrades pretty fast. But that's the truth of the matter.
It's like a car. You drive it off that lot and
right.
Like,
but
next year you're gonna wish you had a new car.
Besides some of the other things that who do you like as far as like gurus? Like I named D. Niman, Nick Niman, Daniel Patel. I watched a lot of.
I guess it depends. You know, I still like Jet. Different reasons though. It depends on what
Potato Jet.
Excuse me. It depends on what you're looking for, right? I mean,
yeah.
Sometimes I get obscure people that just give you the information. I tend to like to do that. Camera Conspiracy.
We both love.
I just really dig it.
Yeah.
I could
He's
watch
so sarcastic.
pretty much anything there, but there's so much good information in between all that dry wit and sarcasm. Excuse me.
Yes.
But I really do. Probably one of my favorites, though.
I'm just lurking
can
and
lurk all
listening
you
as
want.
always, John and Jeff. That's fine, Laquita. Nice
Just don't
to see
throw a
you.
rock through a window. Oh, man.
I hope you're doing good. Man, I forgot to bring a drink down here. I wish I had like a little
know.
minion
You're
that could
jealous of me.
deliver a drink down to me.
I bet you some little minion might do it.
I would love that.
Maybe
because
bedtime,
I forgot to bring one.
That's funny.
Yeah, we're always glad that they're here and always thankful. And they're saying hi to Laquita. She's great.
Yeah.
And if you haven't checked out their channel, go and check out the blind guy, his wife, and their life. They're fantastic. Tommy streams, the Tommy Bernhard podcast. They stream on Saturday nights, and we always enjoy jumping in there and getting a little crazy with him. We have a lot of fun, there on Saturdays, and we got it.
It's like going to a bar after work.
Right.
Let's go to a bar after work called the Third Shift or something like that.
And here's Darlene. Hi, Darlene. Thanks for stopping in and saying hi. I appreciate that. Always nice to see you. What is Cashew saying here? John's desire to touch has left him touchy. Yeah.
Yeah.
When you
touchy
actually use a Canon camera, you will see the difference. You'll be so frustrated because you'll be like, this is what you'll say. You're like, how does Sony not have a touchscreen? It blows my mind. But here's the thing. Canon, they do have the camera market as far as like photography, right? And Sony is inching up every year and catching up. Sony has like the video market, but Canon's got a little bit more of the market overall. But Sony, if they end up with a touchscreen, I think they're going to they'll probably just pass, well, there's only really one to pass, but they're going to just go, to the top. But
To the top of the pile.
So, the wife wants a vlog camera as well. So here's the funny thing about that is depending on where you're vlogging, what you're vlogging, I can't tell you that a GoPro is pretty damn amazing and fun, and you're not going to get a better stabilization than that for the price. And you'll sacrifice on picture a bit, but I think most people could live with it. And if you're using it in your outdoors a lot and you're not wanting to take an expensive camera with the fear of maybe it getting moisture or getting ruined, go with the GoPro. Go with the GoPro. Go with the 10. People are saying the 10's great. The 9 had some freezing up issues. Firmware updates have been helping. But remember, the 10 just came out. Give it a couple months. Make sure that everything is smooth on it. For the most, people are saying it's pretty good. But I have seen a little bit of issues with it. So just make sure. But I know people are saying it's better than the 9. So just go and take a look at that, and you'll be surprised.
It's an interesting question. So is that Diarrhea Consumers asking about the Canon M50 or the Sony 6300, which I don't usually see that as these days as an option.
Right. The 6300 is not going to have the flip up screen or the flip out screen like the new ZVE 10. So don't go looking for a 6300. That's why they cost less, and they're a little older than the 6400, and I forget which year they came out because they don't follow exact in order with the numbers. So I would go here's the thing.
I would get the M50 new, and if I had to go new, I would probably do the M50 new against that 6300. Even against a used 6300, I would get a new M50.
Well, you don't want just an M50 either. You want the M50 Mark II.
No, you want them too. Right.
And
let's just assume that's the case here. But yeah,
if I was to get either camera, and like I said, you're not super struggling with the tech. And I'm talking about you have to be that kind of person that catches on to things kind of quickly. But if you super struggle with the tech, the Canon M50 Mark II is the way to go just for your streaming camera. But there's a lot of factors involved. If you feel like you can, and I don't want to scare you away from learning a Sony at all, you can do it. There's not going to be an issue. But I'm talking about if you're that like person back in 80 something that had to call someone over to set the timer on their VCR. So maybe we're not all that old. Then you need the M50 Mark II. But if you're not that person, then you need to basically just get yourself a Sony 6400. And the 6400, like I said, is got a magnesium body with a weather sealed body, right? Which is much more, can take a beating, right? Versus the ZVE 10. So if you're looking to take it outdoors, indoors, be a little physical with it, then you got to get the 6400. If you're going to have it sitting in your studio most of the time, upstairs, set up on a tripod, the way to go is the ZVE 10, no doubt. Agreed?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely agree. I think you nailed it. I'd love to add something super awesome to it, but he got it. We're good to go.
All right. So he's saying, always a pleasure. John and Jeff are cool, and they know some stuff too. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I really don't know crap. I make this stuff up as I go along anyway. I don't know why people even come here.
Whatever you hear, just rewind and watch this backwards and just do the opposite.
And if you haven't hit the like button, please do. That helps me out in the algorithms in general. So
I took mine back, if that's all right. Yeah,
I appreciate that. Do you guys answer the questions asked by chat? Yeah, that's what we do here. And I started doing this months ago, and we really enjoy it. And that's like the whole thing. I've really been here a while, and we were talking about Jeff's and I's journey with YouTube. And most people wouldn't believe that we basically started streaming approximately 6 months ago. Jeff, I think, believe this or not, with you and I believe this is our 52nd stream consecutively. And
I was going to actually go and look, but I think it's like 52.
Yeah,
actually,
and
at this point.
It's my about 57th stream in a row since April that I haven't missed. Yeah. And most people wouldn't think that we've only just started streaming. And we've been working really hard as new YouTubers and new streamers to grow our channels and for us to get to a point where we're really happy with learning all the tech. So this way we can go out and give the info firsthand, using it and using the tech and the stuff that we're actually have our hands on. And by the way, my Rodecaster Pro has sold and is probably going to be shipped out on Saturday. So Dr. Elo actually.
Oh, the room is going to feel empty.
What?
You'll fill it up with something else.
Yo, what's up, Tracy? How you doing?
Jeeves. Wouldn't it be nice if we all had like a Jeeves robot and we could just say, hey, Jeeves, like we do with, I won't say Lex, but you know what I mean? And then we just say, hey, Jeeves, bring me a drink.
Hey, Jeeves, can you put up the link to the Streamelements? So, guys, if you want to go and look and you weren't here in the beginning, I went over a little bit step by step of how to get in there into your Streamelements and set up a subscriber alert box. And you can change the font size, you can change the video, you can change the picture and set up your alerts. This way you get a subscriber, shows up on your stream. If you get a super chat, it shows up on the stream, etc.
Tell you what, you inspired me. I'm going to have mine. I'm going to promise I'm going to have mine ready for Tuesday.
Good. It's so simple. I don't see why anyone shouldn't.
I'll have it done by tomorrow. But, you know,
it cracks me up. I was kind of listening to you, and then I was reading this at the same time. He's like, "Hey, now I know why John is always in box one." Hey, man, when you run the stream,
there's a reason.
Put yourself in box one. That's what you do, Jeff.
I think I have you in box one too, though.
Well, then you have to change that
on my streams. Why? It's not a big deal. Why would it matter?
Nobody likes to be in box one all the time.
No one wants to box you in a corner, baby. It doesn't matter, though. With that virtual set, all you got to do is click on the solo. It doesn't really matter what box you're really in. I forgot why. There's a reason why I dumped you into box one. I can't for the life. Oh, I know why.
Don't say dump me.
I know why I dumped you in box one.
Why?
Do you want to know why? Do you have an idea?
No.
If Brian Paul was here, he'd know, but he's out of the game. Because the way my monitors are set up, I have 3 monitors. That's a middle monitor, and then I have my main monitor here where I have vMix. Okay. And I'm looking here a lot of times, and if I have you on box 2, I'm looking away from you. So if I'm here reading, dude, seriously, think about it. We've talked about people who do this, and they're looking they're looking away from everybody. Okay, so let's imagine me now like this. Now I'm looking away from you. It's really uncomfortable.
Yeah, but a lot of times you want to look away from me anyway, so I don't get it.
Here, I'll go to the main monitor. Hi, John. This is such bull.
So
it's a waste of time. We wasted Chet's time.
So I want to say here, Yolanda's saying the same thing, right? The lack of touchscreen on Sony drives me crazy too. I won't buy another Sony until it has a touchscreen. And I wouldn't say like I just try to learn it. It's gonna be a little bit more pain in the butt. And the thing that aggravates me the most is this is supposed to be, and this is what drives me crazy. Everybody's like, well, that's just Sony's have always been like that, dude. It's a vlogging camera. They want to make this a vlog. Okay, here it is. The screen's facing me, and I have to go and flip the screen to the back and hit the menu button. Are you kidding me? It just that's bullcrap.
I'll be honest with you. I could deal with the bad menu. I could deal with that. Here's my
give me the bad menu system. Give me a touch screen. I don't care.
No, I can even live without that. But give me an articulating screen. I can't stand the way that thing flips up. Honestly, I just don't care for that.
Well, no. But it's
I will
kind of
say
good.
This: I've gotten good at it. I can reach around my camera and easily after a little bit now. I can zip through my menuing system without looking at it. It's easy. It's like anything. You just learn the language really quick. The question is, how much threshold to this patience do you have for this? And some people don't, and they don't want to deal with it. And I totally respect that people don't want it, and Sony should get their act together. I'm not going to defend Sony for having an outdated menuing system and a non-touch display because, quite honestly, it's just stupid.
Right. I mean,
but I love the camera. The 6400 is worth putting up for.
If their cameras weren't so goddamn good, and listen,
that's the problem. Like they get away with it because of their good camera and their autofocus and their
But the autofocus is great, but the other people, their colors are not so great, but they're getting better. And plus, for people that are savvy, they change it anyway. I'll put Canon color.
It doesn't matter. You can easily profile
change it.
Yeah, who cares?
But a lot of people won't, so that's why. But
here's the other thing, though. They added, I don't know on yours. I guess that's a good question. So I had the 5100, which is ancient, of course. But what I really liked about the 6400 were all the memory buttons, the nice function button that you can change out. It's a quick function button. There are a lot more handier, quick button features. The app is fine. So, I don't know. Once you get set up, it just depends. Again, it's like
Right.
anything. I'm not going to defend it. You're not wrong. You're obviously right, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
But when the camera works good, it's good. But I'm just saying it's a vlogging camera. So I have to go and look to the back and check the buttons to be able to change something on a vlogging camera that I'm like this at. So I have to stop vlogging.
Yeah.
Like if I have my Sony in front of me, I just basically push the button and change the ISO, and here we go. Or put it on auto ISO if I forgot. There we go.
This is a man who's ranting because he's had so much camera privilege. He's a
No.
Canon guy, so he's got camera privilege. Yeah,
Well,
that's the
no, I'm ranting because like we know what works and what doesn't. We use this stuff on a daily basis, but I don't want to.
It is annoying. I'm not gonna lie to you. I do it all the time, and even though I can do it easily, it's stupid. You're right. I mean, get it together. I think they were so rushed to get this out, and that's fine. I would have preferred them just keeping the cameras as is and working on a whole new display, a camera with a whole new touch screen
They're going to have the new menu system for everything. There is a new menu system.
I could have done without this EV10 stuff though. I don't really need it.
Why they're going to sell a lot of these. They're going to sell a lot of them.
Well, you know, look at me. People should listen to me. Don't listen to Sony. They don't know anything. Making
We
$8 billion
have the
a
Hero
day.
10 and the 9. I'm going to tell the wife to use it. Yeah, I mean, and here's the thing. Like what I found out is a lot of times you got the picture profile colors in there, and I always found out like that the standard or even the one that is the least colorful looked really more real. As far as a lot of things were oversaturated, but the horizon leveling with these cameras also is like the big deal, and how wide you get, and they're great. They're great. I'm just curious, Lioncrest, do you find any issues with the 9 over the 10, or does both of them seem to be rock steady for you or not? I'd be curious to find out. I have a GoPro for my outdoor stuff. Love it, but they're too wide angle for inside vlogging, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Vlogging, generally, people want a wide view. So you're saying even on the tightest, it's still too wide. And I copy that because then it's maybe not the right camera for you. And they don't want you to have the right camera for everything, these companies. They want you to go buy a different camera. I mean,
I know you have a drill, but you need this drill, okay? And you need this drill because they're all doing something and this angle drill.
They want you to specialize in a certain area. So that's why even the same companies and the person who's buying a GoPro is generally going to be an outdoors. That is, first and foremost, they want it for the stabilization. And because if you're getting this camera, you're sacrificing even the picture quality in a sense over like a ZV-1. Well, but you get it for what you need it for.
It's called a GoPro, not a stay home pro, See what I did there?
That's it.
It wasn't funny.
That was not funny.
I tried.
But I want to.
It's not a couch pro.
So he wants a big boy sensor, and that's like that's another thing that we talk about. Like a lot of people say, "Oh, I want a full frame," because I don't know, because a lot of people just say that a full frame is better, and there's no doubt it's better. But if some of the biggest YouTubers are using their Sony A6400s and their 6100s,
a lot of them are moving down. A lot of them are moving down.
Yeah,
it's true.
I mean, I've watched plenty of people say, and Peter Lundgren, who is one of my favorite guys, he basically said that he's going to keep a ZV-1 in his pocket almost all the time, and he's going to pull it out of the pouch that he has on the side of his, his little pouch with the belt loop. And that's what he's going to use a lot of the time. He says it's so light, so fast, so effective. As soon as he opens the screen up, it starts up and he's gunning and running. And the 4K looks pretty darn good on that little freaking sensor, man. It is unbelievable. So, I mean, I think
it's amazing what they do.
Yeah, it really is. And so if I was like running and gunning, I take my ZV-1 out, and I have the GoPro 7 Black, and that thing is just darn fine for everything just about. But yeah, big boy, I mean, I could see why, but it depends what your needs are and how deep your pockets, and at that point, you know, the A7 IV just came out. If you can afford one of those, God bless you, because it's a good setup, right?
It is. I mean, look, if money wasn't a thing, I'd have one.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
If money wasn't a thing, I'd have one. Unfortunately, I have about 20 other things I need first.
So the M50 Mark II is not discontinued. They haven't officially killed off this M lens line, and I have one, and I think it's great for what it is. Here's my ZV-1 for overhead that I use, and this is my Canon M50 Mark II with a 16mm lens over here, and I like the camera, but there's no doubt that the Sony in front of me has a much more dynamic range. So the blacks are blacker, and the difference in it is definitely noticeable. And but this camera is still a decent camera for what it is. But if I was getting the first one, I think I would just have to recommend to everybody. And this in the back, this is my Canon, and I always tell everybody, this is my EOS R. This is my wife's really portrait camera with a 24-70 2.8 lens on it, which is a great setup because it's got so many focal points in that zoom that makes it so effective.
I was going to show everybody my wife's Polaroid camera.
She's got a Polaroid?
Shooting an angle from behind me.
She's so lucky.
I don't know. She's good. I know. Those are great in a day. Oh, we were all showing off that technology when it was happening. I think love the 6400.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
I use that outside. I love the eye finder. I love all that stuff, man.
I don't think that you'll find anybody like what you're going to go and everybody's going to suggest the ZV-E10 to you probably, right? Because everyone's like, oh, it's just a better camera. Right. It's just a better camera. No, it's not a better camera depending on what you need it for. And so I may be the only person that is telling you this, but and it's true. And this happens a lot to me because I'm obsessed with trying to know as much as possible. And it's usually I ask questions about the people, right? So if I ask you, are you using this outdoors most of the time? Okay, because you drop that ZV-E10, let alone if you drop any camera, you're going to most of the time have damage. You drop that ZV-E10, it's done. I mean, this thing is plastic. Okay, go and touch one. And then you go touch a 6400, right, Jeff? It's like that magnesium body. It's of substance.
It's a beautiful, I love it. It's a beautiful feeling camera. It's not too big, it's not too small, but it has that nice heft to it. It feels, it's got a little protection, a little more dust, a little more water protection than most cameras too. That's always a nice deal. Yeah. But I mean, I think if you go to somebody and you ask those questions and the first thing out of their mouth is, it depends, don't listen to them. Because that's to be the first thing someone says, as it depends. There are so many factors to why you would buy one or the other. And so come on.
Yeah.
Oh, do I need to hit the like button? No, I did already.
Thank you. Thanks, Mom.
Thank you, Mom, too. She's my mom, not too.
So let me see if there's. I want to scan through here because I know I've been talking a lot in here, and I just want to make sure if there's anything else that I missed. He said, Cashew's saying, I agree with J.A. Smith about wanting an marticulating camera. Well, and that's the thing. This articulating screen on the
She threw a lot of words at you.
Right. Articulating, mouth-culating. She does that on purpose.
Good on you. You really stepped through that fire like you had a gas suit on and you stepped through that fire like you just were a champ. You didn't even.
I just fake it, bro. But
you did great.
The thing is, the ZV-E10 is great because I have this little screen off to the side, and but some people will say, "Hey, I like the screen that does come over the top, even though it blocks the the mic input, the hot shoe and or a cold shoe in some cases, but it's like that blocks it. But
it's
they'd rather
hard to get it. I feel like I'm going to break it all the time.
Yeah, I know it's very stiff.
It's an odd mechanism. I don't. It's just odd. I have to say it's the least favorite part of it. Now that I'm used to it, it's okay. But at first, it's fine.
I used to have freezing problems with the 9, but once I used it only the right settings, it stopped. The GoPros are weird with letting you use beyond its capabilities, but trolls you when you access files. Yeah, from what I heard is that the when you were touching a lot of the menu on the 9, it was very laggy, and there were issues with it, and overheating and freezing was a big thing. And then the 10 was much better overall. But yeah, I mean, that's why I do like the 7 Black. It's so old, and plus the 7 Black is darn good for what it is. And I got it new like a couple months ago for $250. Like, it can't go wrong for $250 versus, you know, the 10 right now is $5. So I just think it was a home run. So, all right, secondhand rose. I don't know what that's about, but that was puny. My perfect camera with the best features. I'm so behind.
A little bit. Are you in top chat or live chat?
Oh, that might be the reason. That might be the reason. I forgot. My one thing I forgot today was that.
Man. I mean, you've only been doing like 57 streams. You're good.
Right. And this is why you're always learning. Now I miss so many people. I can't even see it. They're all like, why the hell didn't you answer my question?
Yeah, I think that was the issue. I was going to ask you earlier, but I didn't want to like get in there and mix it up too much.
And I was supposed to remind myself too, also.
It's a thing.
My perfect camera.
Thank you, YouTube.
Would be the best features of the ZV-1 and the Canon G7X body. I mean, the capabilities of the ZV-1 is much better than that Canon, though. And the ZV-1 is really impressive to me. This is a camera, like, even though it sucks again because it's not touchscreen, this camera stabilization is the best out of all the cheaper cameras, because Sony sucks at stabilization. They just do.
It's true.
Okay. And in the fact that the matter is this ZV-1 does it so well because the lens coincides, because it's built in with the camera, and it's actually very good. Only problem is the freaking lens is too tight on your face. So yeah, you can go and buy the Ulanzi lens like I have, and it widens it up to the perfect size and doubles the weight just about. So that camera is not perfect. And if they redo
there is no perfect camera.
If you redo this camera and they come out with a Mark II on this ZV-1 and they widen that lens, this thing is a rock. This thing is top, man. It's tops. It really is. Because it is a darn good camera. And these freaking mics with the ZV-E10, the built-in mics with that wind muff is phenomenal for just a regular mic on a camera. So
yeah.
Everyday tech is stay beginner hero 10 black. What is that? What does he mean?
I don't know. I don't know if that's a channel name or if it's something else, but don't know. I missed that particular nugget. We're gonna have to, maybe if he's here, just circle back on us. Noel's. I recognize his channel, and I believe he speaks Spanish in his videos. And I actually just watched his live stream lately. Your camera's focusing on your mic. Just saw that.
Yeah, it's the Shine, I think. But don't do that. He speaks in Spanish, but I was watching his videos, and it was really cool. I watched like a live stream. I didn't understand what he was saying, but I was watching, which is kind of, I guess, weird, right? For some people where I don't understand, but I like to watch people because I love watching live streams and, you know, and how they look and how they sound and everything. So he's saying, I was using my wedding photography Canon 5D Mark IV until last year. Now I'm using the Canon M50 Mark II, and I love it. And I saw you talking about it, and he has a video out on it now, actually. And that's the thing. People don't. They always say, you know, if it's a similar price point. Sorry, if it's a similar price point, just get the Sony. It's way better. Just get the Sony. No, don't just get the Sony all the time. I just don't like when people broad stroke everything. That just drives me nuts.
Yeah, I agree.
And so
I know.
He's saying, and this is a guy who's using a wedding. He's doing wedding photography with a Canon 5D Mark IV. It's no joke, this camera, right? And he's saying, and he loves his M50 Mark II because it's so darn easy to use. So if you're not making tons of videos because the tech is driving you insane, then what good is that camera? Because it's making you stressed out. But this M50 that is much easier to use because the menu system is this. But then some people say, get over yourself. Learn the menu system. And I would say that to most people also. But there are just some people that struggle, and you have to realize that, and you have to be sensitive to that. Yes, John can be sensitive. That once in a while, you got to say, okay, I can't be sensitive. But just
like a unicorn, but whatever.
but sometimes you just gotta figure out what works best for somebody, and then kind of like just say, okay, that this is better for you. So,
yeah, I agree totally.
That's for another story.
Oh, Vinny.
Lioncrest says, "Oh wow, the ZV-1 looks boss too." Yeah, the look is phenomenal. It's just that if you're using it to just vlog with the lens that comes with on it, which is the built-in lens, but there is this Ulanzi that makes it wider, but it's a very heavy lens. But if you're using that lens to just vlog on it, man, you got to hold that sucker at a full length. And I think, Jeff, I've shown this a million times, right? This thing comes off, but I mean, you can go and get yourself one of these Ulanzi selfie sticks, and if you put the ZV-1 on this and then hold it out a little bit, then it's pretty awesome. You know, it's not. I wish it was a wider lens, but this thing helps a ton. So if you get a ZV-1 and this stick, then it makes a world of difference, and this pops out.
You just pick your poison. Yeah.
Yeah, this is MT16, Ulanzi MT16, and it uses itself as a tripod too. So it's kind of cool. Then you can just pop this apart, and it's plastic, but it's great for the ZV-1 because it's the ZV-1 is light, and then you just drop her down. But
nice. It's a good art. It's a good alternative to the lens if you don't want to use that.
Yes, exactly. And that's the thing. It's like there's no camera that's perfect for anybody. You know, it's just like what work. And I've tried, like, it's trying to, for me, it's like, it makes sense. Like, I've had 20 motorcycles, and you try to find one motorcycle that fits every one of your needs. It's impossible. And that's why I had to have two most of the time. And that I wish I had 10.
I know drummers who have like 400 snare drums. Do they need 400 snare drums? No, they need that sound. They need one for every song. I don't know what's happening. I mean, there is a limit, but I mean,
it all depends what you like.
You need. Well, guitar players, they have their favorite, but they use different guitars for different vibes, different sounds.
Exactly.
You know, whatever they're looking for the effects, or different tools, people.
He says, "Wow, right. I know what you're saying, Noel. Because when someone comes into me and they're like, 'Oh, you watch my stuff?' Like, you never make a comment in any of the streams or anything, or you never like drop a comment. Yeah, like it's kind of funny, right? But yeah, it's cool when you hear about that. But yeah, he says, thank you for so much for watching the photo chat show in Spanish. I used the A10 Mini Pro Ecamm for the stream, and I noticed that you were using the A10, and yeah, that's an awesome little setup you have, and it's impressive. And isn't it great, because streamers always want to go watch other streamers, and then we find ourselves like, who would have thought you were watching me, or who, but you know what? A lot of us, right? We eat, sleep, live stream, and repeat, man. We live for this stuff, and we enjoy it so much.
We dress up our llamas in Santa Claus outfits.
Let me see. Oh yeah, you got your shirt from Todd, right? Let me show that. Let's show this.
You wore yours on Tuesday.
Yes.
I gotta get my cup out of the way. And mine arrived. No, wait. Yours on Tuesday. Mine arrived on Wednesday. Thank you, Jeff, for hitting the microphone. And isn't this cute?
That is awesome. And we're gonna use that together. We're gonna wear it on our Christmas live stream, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that
week our Christmas special with it on.
That week of Christmas, we should just wear it, for both days.
Well, we don't clean our clothes anyway, so we can just pull it out of the hamper and wear it again.
The ZV.
No one's gonna know. I mean, our wives might complain, but whatever.
Right.
Who cares?
Okay, so
I'm just kidding, everybody. Yeah, it's a great camera. It really.
I tried to send a super chat, but it's not working. Oh, really?
Did you break it while you were over there? Did you tap off something while you were in there and maybe mute it? Because you were inside the super chat for a minute, and I was wondering maybe if you turned something off.
Mm-mm.
No?
Let me check.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
But you need that music goes, dude.
Let me see.
That's an honest, oh shit.
I think I did.
That's what I'm thinking, because I remember you were toggling around over there.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I'm here, man. I got to clean up after you constantly.
You know what I could do, though?
Toddler.
I could see if I can make this work so it comes back.
Yeah. You should refund his money and make him do it again. Refund his money, less the fees, of course, for transactions. Stu, you understand.
Dang it.
It's a business, Stu.
This is the thing, right? If you go and show things in live streams, not all the time is it really easy to.
Well, the problem is when
works.
you're demoing, you want to show everything, and it is really fun. You don't clean up after yourself because you're moving back into chat, so you forget.
It's not showing.
So
it's not showing
Blind Guy
here.
says YouTube blocks. I don't know what this says. YouTube blocks sessions at night. I'm not sure what that means. At night, so you can't super chat properly. Blessings. I don't know what that means. I'm missing something, unless it was blessings. YouTube blocks blessings at night, so you can't super chat properly. What does that mean? Blessings.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking here, and I didn't see it.
Educate me on that, because I don't know what that is. I don't know what that really. Maybe he got blocked before. Maybe he's even saying I couldn't even initiate this thing. I guess that could have been the case.
Who knows? That's kind of weird, right?
Yeah,
I have to see.
I'm curious. Yeah. Did they give you a receipt? Let us know if you got a receipt, so we can know what's going on. Sometimes it could be your card.
Dang.
Like my baby brother John.
Yeah, I don't see anything here. Yeah, it's this card.
Stu. No, Rudy says underneath there. Look at Uncle Stu wrote to a Blind Guy and his wife.
He said, "My baby brother John cut off from the family."
Cut off from the family.
Damn.
It's hilarious.
Thank
you,
you, Stu,
for
for trying. That's awesome. I appreciate that. Says that. What does she say? You do at night so you can't super chat properly. What does that mean? Like, how is that possible? They could shut off a super chat.
No, I don't know what that means. Was that word blessings?
And Sammy's like, it could be your card. To be honest with you, right now, my chat is lagging actually a little bit too. Like it's.
Is it?
Yeah, from YouTube. So that's kind of
usually
weird.
it's pretty instant. Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe there's a thing going on tonight. Sometimes it could be. Yeah.
So Cashew says there's been an increase in auto blocking any languages related to religion. So perhaps blessings is being blocked in super chat. Really?
Someone explained to me.
Oh, so they're saying
why
as far as
that is a thing.
You're saying as far as like putting a couple words in there that they're blocking. That's what you mean.
Say God bless you, for example. I don't know. I'm just saying, but that's like, why would that? I don't even understand how that was. That triggering people? I don't understand what's happening. That's nuts. I'm sure there's probably a good reason, but I don't get it. So,
okay, so this is a good question, and so she's saying, does the ZV-1 have direct power hookup? So you can it doesn't.
Like a dummy battery, you mean?
Yeah, like a dummy battery, it does. But the thing is, you're going to have to use a dummy battery, and the door is going to be open. It's like another one of these mistakes like I felt like they made. I don't really understand it. But
that was annoyance on the 5100. I was so glad on the 6400 they allowed for that so I could shut it.
Yeah.
I hated that.
One of the things that I did was I bought a cage for it. And if you go into my videos, I have a cage actually in my ZV-1 video and some of the accessories with the ZV-1. And it basically shows the cage lets you move where you attach the camera, so it moves over a bit and it leaves the battery door free. And because you're gonna be replacing batteries on this like every half an hour, and so then you'll flip that up and you can change the battery, or when you're live streaming, you can just connect the camera to a dummy battery that costs very cheap and they're affordable. So, but the other thing that's really great is I was just going to say this right here is that Sammy's saying you can hook up USB power for 10 plus hours and it works well with the ZV-1. Yes, you can. Yes, and I've done that. So you can hook up. Yeah, you can run a power bank with it if you want. Yes, you can with the ZV-1. But the thing is, if you're going to use it for live streaming, I would suggest getting the cage anyway, because you're going to be accessing batteries when you use batteries. And you also just buy the dummy battery, plug it in, never have to worry about it. This is running with the over the top right here is running with a not a power bank, with a dummy battery in it, and I have this running all the time. Because the worst thing is when you forget to charge something. So it all depends on how serious you are. But the thing I was going to say is I like the ZVE10. You can power it with the USB-C. I just know, and I have a dummy battery for that too. I just know people have talked about it getting hotter when you run a different thing. Oh, yours went through. So Cashew. Thank you. She tested it. Thank you, Cashew.
Rock on. She'd like a $10 refund.
So that is my super chat alert showing that it actually is working and set up and went through. And I actually see the super chat right here. So that's kind of cool. So
that's good. It's good.
But the other thing nice I want to point out, people. Thank you, Cashew. The other thing I want to point out.
I had to know was just getting to her.
I just want people. Oh, what is he saying here? Man, it is lagging. I have not gotten a dummy battery yet. I am using a USB-C power box. Doc Rock says it works well. Yeah, I mean, of course it works well, but I'm just saying I prefer to have a dummy battery. Because you'll forget sooner or later, and then you're kind of like stuck, and I hate that. I don't like that feeling ever. If you notice, like I pride myself on having as little mistakes as possible, even though I'm like fairly new streamer. No one's ever seen me yet with like a major mistake where I forgot to charge something or plug something in, or it goes dead, or my feed goes dead, or something. So I really pride myself on trying to dot and check off everything so it runs smooth. Yeah, thank you, Cashew.
I don't know. The dummy batteries work great. I don't know. I've had no issues with that, and nothing's overheating, so I feel pretty good about it. Well,
yeah, that's because you had a 6100.
Was that the reason, though? Yeah. Did it overheat? I mean, I was just curious what happened to it.
Who knows?
And are you drawing a correlation or causation between the battery? I mean, do we know for sure it was the dummy battery? I mean,
I don't think he knows for sure. Plus, it dropped on the ground and fell off. I've seen him drop that camera a good 3 times already. So
he's really testing it out in the old R&D.
The smart batteries are much smarter than the dummy batteries.
Yes,
how you doing, Mark? Nice.
I like the super IQ. And how you doing, Mark? Super IQ batteries for sure.
Oh, that's right.
No, it stopped working in the storm.
Yeah, so it's not the dummy battery. So you got to have. He probably had no like surge protection.
Surge protection.
Yeah, I mean that happens.
There was a dummy working that, but
what?
No, you got to really protect your gear in those storms. That's for sure.
Yeah, you'll
get a surge protector on it.
Definitely have some damage if you don't. But yeah, and I love talking about cameras too, but it's just like these little things that you do with streaming is so cool too, like those little things, like having that super chat. Now, say I wasn't paying attention to the chat for 2 minutes and that super chat disappeared and I didn't happen to see it. It's just like when it goes off, I can't miss it. And that makes a big deal because there's nothing like feeling like a schmuck if you miss someone's super chat, and it happens by accident, I'm sure, and things don't always, the tech doesn't always pan out, but you want it to work.
Yeah. I think even for just subscribers, I kind of feel like, I wish I'd done that a while ago. I just think it's a nice thing for people to see that instant response, I don't mind going out afterwards and reaching out to people if they're not anonymous, and you reach out and just go thank them for the sub. That's fine. But I think it's nice to have it happen in real time, and they can see that happen. You can thank them right there.
Yeah,
kind of cool.
I agree too.
It's a nice way to indoctrinate, bring into the group or the community. I don't know, just the little things, John.
I remember Patrick talking about this. He says, I have a dummy battery with 2 USB cables, and this way he can transition over from another power bank to another without interruption. And so, see, I don't want to bother with any of that. I just want to plug it in and have it go. And every
remote.
Oh, yes. Well, that was, I think, his point too. because he had bought
Yeah,
one of those.
sure.
Also, he has one of those bigger units that he was using and showing. I remember this live stream I think he did a while back, and at that point, right, he's just showing an example of, hey, I don't have to let the camera run out. I can just switch right over, and this is the way to do it. And
God,
right.
they just eat batteries. That's the thing. They just eat batteries.
But yeah, so those are those are like most of everything I just wanted to go over tonight and just chat and have fun. I hope everybody's doing good. The weekend is fast approaching for me because I took off of work for a couple of days since my son is off, my wife is off, and we're gonna, we've been actually trying to straighten out our garage since we moved. Like everything gets thrown into the garage at the end.
Just put it in the garage. We'll get to it.
We'll get to it.
And then winter, we'll get to it.
Yes, then you're right. Then winter comes. That's exactly what happens, Jeff.
Yeah.
And so the thing is, winter is going to fast approach, and I just brought my snowblower out of the shed and moved it into the garage. I started it up. Yeah, I do it all.
Always
right.
stays in the garage.
Oh,
it's
does it?
Wisconsin. It could be like, July we get snow, so I want that thing in that garage just to be sure. It's threatening the snow. Do you have an Arians? What do you have?
Yeah. We discussed this. We bought the same one. Remember?
Oh yeah. We
Yours
bought the
is a
same
couple
one,
years
the same
older.
size.
Yeah. Yours is like I think a year or
It's
two
shocking,
older.
I know.
But we bought the same one because, like a thrifty, smart person, why would you need to buy anything more than the 24-inch?
Yep.
That thing is a monster. It's a monster. Plus they're too big in the garage or in a shed or anything. Yep. So
and try to have a kid or a wife manhandle one of those. They get to be a little bit of a rustle.
A little bit of a chore, right?
A little bit. It's like, you're going to have to do it, sir, because I'm not into it.
Yeah, exactly.
I like them. The Arians are great, though. I like them.
They're super reliable.
They are. I say that now, mine won't work. Oh, shoot.
I like when people put this because then you kind of have to answer it that night. So it's kind of like sucking me into it. But
you're on the spot.
I'm just kidding. But you don't have to answer tonight. But now that you're monetized, what are your goals for upcoming year for your channel? Well, I discussed this a little bit when we did that fourth quarter talk, and it was really kind of like reeling in my productivity. And so my idea is to just get better with my productivity and have more time. Being that I moved this past year, guys, like this really, I can't believe I succeeded without, it wouldn't never happen without people's help here and the support. But getting monetized this year was really hard with the move and moving and trying to get acclimated to everything, plus everything going on with my son's school year, and not putting out more videos that I wanted to. But we can all say we're all busy, but it was just a little bit of a stress, and I'm just happy that it all came about. But my productivity, I wanted to get better, and I want to get better at streamlining my videos and getting more videos out, and then doing more of this, right? Coming in and having people ask some serious questions that will help them and giving them tidbits to make their streaming better, their YouTube better, and slowly just grow this stream. I enjoy the stream with Jeff so much, and I just want to keep on rolling with this more and more. So,
absolutely.
Look out over the weekend because I'm hopefully going to be testing some overlays with 3 and 4 people. So hopefully I'm going to reach out to Jeff, Brian, maybe Sammy, and just say, hey, can you guys jump in and use the links I'm sending out, and let's just try these overlays out and see how everything flows. So I'll see.
Lose my number.
Lose my number. So what is this? I've been up since 4:30 squinting at the screen. Wow. That's a long day.
Holy smokes.
She's probably doing a lot.
That is a
of
long
eBay
day.
stuff. Yeah.
And we got that when this weekend we got daylight savings, so it's really going to mess us up in a couple weeks.
That's this weekend? I forgot.
That extra hour of loss at night is just, it takes like 2 weeks to get used to that.
The
putting the brakes.
The thing I wanted to tell people is don't forget. I think it's this Saturday coming, not this Saturday coming up, the next Saturday coming up, that we're going to be on Lala's channel doing some crafty stuff, right? The 13th?
No, let's move to the 20th. Did you not read the update?
No, I didn't read the update.
There was there was a little bit of a conflict of schedule, and so a discussion about maybe moving it to the following Saturday on the 20th, which I told her, as far as I was concerned, not a problem.
Yeah, I have to check that. I don't know for sure yet, so I'll have to see.
Yeah, so check that out, and then we'll get that date set up. And it's fun. I checked the project out. I checked the document. It looks like a lot of fun. I think even you and I can. It's not going to be pretty.
Yeah.
But you and I are going to put together a little.
It's not meant to be pretty with us. We're just going to have fun, though. It's going to be fun.
I'm going to try to make it. I'm going to try to make it pretty.
Oh, you can make it pretty, but I'll make it fun.
It's going to be nothing. Mine's going to be pictures of you as an accordion. It's going to have all these little cutouts of you. I'm going to print out all these different faces of you from the streams, and I'm going to put them all different ones. It's going to be amazing.
My wife is like, that looks kind of hard. And I'm like, I'm going to have you, so it shouldn't be too hard. She's like, I'm not coming out.
I like how you threw her, right?
You are.
You threw her into commitment.
She's got to come on. I hope so.
I'm the only one in the nose in the house right now, so I don't know.
I think the requirements.
I need to elicit some help.
Do
you think there's anybody on Fiverr who could help us?
No. Of having moderators pay for their rent with a super chat is a bit over the top, but it's helping John reach his goals. Thank you so much, Cashew. And Cashew, I wanted to. I definitely want to send her something. So hopefully I'll get an email and I could send something her way of somehow. And so we're going to talk about that because she needs to have some merch.
Yeah, you're gonna put that. You're gonna put that on her. That stress of having to drink out of your coffee mug or wear a t-shirt or
something.
Wear that beanie that you haven't sold yet.
I hope. Not the beanie. I'm not
Has that beanie been reordered into a different?
Thank you so much, John, for the tutorial on Streamelements. Hope I can make it work. Yeah, you can. If you just watch this step by step and you don't change anything, just then go and take that link, put it in Ecamm. Test it first. Just make sure the link works, right? Because then you can go back and edit. You can go in there, and then if you want to change and put a photo there, if you don't want to have that video, if you want to use a different sound, you can upload something from Epidemic or something free. And just, that's easy. You'll have no problem. Yes, it's on the 20th. That's right.
I had to look at that number first because I saw 500 and I was like, what now?
Jeez,
and I realized there's a little bit of a foreign exchange. That's lovely.
Thank you, Mommy Guide.
John,
Lala.
Give that money back.
Thank you so much.
He doesn't deserve it.
That's so nice.
He doesn't deserve it.
I appreciate
Hold out every day. Hold out. Hold firm. Hold your ground, sir.
That was very nice.
That was very sweet.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
I
just think it's going to be so darn fun. We're going to have a good time, and that's the most important thing. So,
it's a perfect. I think it's a perfect project. Looking over it, I think it's a perfect project for a couple oofs like us, for sure.
Yeah, no problem.
Get a kick out of it. And we'll get to work with the girls and the other crafties, and that'll be fun because they're always fun to watch, right?
And just because we know them. So that's so cool,
right,
you know.
That's what I'm saying. It'd be
Tracy and Ian and Susan, whoever shows up, you know, it's like I think that's really cool. So we'll have a good time. And don't forget that no matter what, that's going to be on a Saturday morning. Okay, Saturday.
Right, early.
It'll be a Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's like 7 a.m. your time, or 8 your time. So Lala, do you have a good playlist now for Christmas music? Because last year you guys had the one song on a loop. And I was just wondering, maybe this year if we're going to have. I think she may have upgraded her music list. So
she did.
She leveled up
with the help of Sammy, and so I don't know. She has a playlist, and then she just has to add to a playlist. You know, I could save her a lot of money if she switches to PC, because then she could buy vMix and doesn't have to keep on paying every month for Ecamm. I know I'm going to piss people off by saying that, but.
Oh yeah, they're bringing their pitchforks right now, hunting down Frankenstein's monster. Yeah,
and then when they go 3 years in, they're still paying for it 3 times as much as what I paid. Ugh. That's
I
rough.
pretty much could buy an M. You know what I could do with that money I would save doing that? Buy an M1.
An M1 Mac Mini.
Yeah.
Then switch
I
over
could
to
take all that
eCam.
money. I would say, yeah, it's you got it. My logic is terrible.
I don't mind,
would use-
there's some people are Mac people, but I feel sorry for the people who get sucked into thinking, I got to get eCam and now I have to buy a Mac. And like, no, why did you buy a Mac just to have eCam? Few people have done that. I've seen it.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird.
There's yep. Yeah,
But
there's always alternatives. Almost always.
Always alternatives, yeah. You're especially now that you can bring in the chat just like it is right here in OBS. Like if you're a sole streamer, I think OBS is the way to go.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
It's so easy. It's free. It's fun. You can do anything in there.
You couldn't do this 6 months ago.
No.
So-
They've done a great job in the last year.
Right.
Getting that thing up and running really nice.
So you're always leveling up with the tech. Kudos to Mommy Guide. And people don't know, and we give her the credit because we know, but to run a stream like she does is no easy task. If you think, running it on StreamYard would be easy compared to what she's got her hands on here, where she's pulling in people from, a lot of different methods and multiple people. It's no joke, so...
And she's doing the craft with them, so she's got her mind. It's not like she's just sitting there only running the stream. She's also crafting at the same time.
Right.
But it's incredible.
exactly.
It's incredible multitasking stuff. Only a mother can do that.
Yes.
That's a superpower that moms have. You and I would just crash and burn.
I mean, yeah.
My
'cause
dog
it's
would
like,
eat for a week.
it's not even just you two. Then you have to take care of, make sure
Right.
everybody else is going. So if things aren't,
Right.
like me, I'd be like, yo, what are you doing with your camera? Straighten that thing out. I'll be yelling at people.
What are you doing? Are you drunk again? Come on, man. Straighten it out.
Come on, man. This is a live stream. Get your stuff together. But
Yeah.
love my
Come on,
HP.
Sort yourself.
And I built my own PC myself, but I mean, the cost efficiency of having my CPU, and I've gone through this again, having my computer and the way I built it, I can upgrade for the unforeseen future to improve my CPU and my GPU, have vMix, not pay monthly, and I will save, by the time 3 years goes by, I will save thousands of dollars compared to someone else that is buying their computers and is using eCam. I will save thousands. Hi, Samantha.
And you will give it to me.
Yeah, I'll give it to you.
How you doing, Samantha? How you doing?
This is Samantha.
Now it just inspired. I like it. Okay.
She changed it, and she changed her look here too. And so,
Yes.
yeah, I like it. It's cool.
She's got the pink in though.
She's gotta have pink. You gotta have pink.
She's got to have pink, people.
Yeah, and she knows about.
Is pink
OBS.
considered is that a color thing though too? Like is inspirational? I don't know. Like colors have their things. Red is an alert. Blue breeds like credibility.
Well, we know
people
pink
in
for
minds. I wonder if,
cancer
like,
in
pink-
some ways, but I think she just loves pink more than anything.
Okay. I'm just curious. But
OBS, she uses that too, and it's got its learning curve.
does, yeah.
But like I said, if you're a solo
It's pretty
streamer,
simple.
it's pretty awesome to have it and not pay anything. If you're needing to do multiple people, that's when you'll get stuck with it. The curve is not hit a fantastic thing yet with that. So
yeah.
my stream this Sunday night is another step in eventually dropping eCam. Yeah. And I think what he's doing is now he has the ISO Pro, if I'm not mistaken, ATEM,
Okay.
and he can stream right from that. And so he's not one to get sucked into something. And so he's definitely finding a way that he can have a little something going on. So that's smart.
These monthlies add up, and we have to do that. We have to do DMCA music. We have to do, this and that. It's like they start to really weigh you down, these monthlies.
Well, that's the thing, right? Because if I'm paying for like my music, and say you had to pay for Canva, and
StreamYard,
you're not
even.
making any money yet.
Canva.
Yeah, and then you're trying to level up, then it's, well, what are you doing like that? So it's a lot of money. I think Samantha's switching to Ecamm. Well, God bless you. It'll cost you. but I think she...
That's going to be...
Right.
Well...
I think she's got a Mac, though.
Pricey confetti.
So she's like, doesn't have a choice. So, but I'm more saying, like, I've seen people buy a Mac because they thought that Ecamm was the way to go. That's what I'm talking about mostly. Like, if you got a PC and I've seen people, buy a Mac because they thought Ecamm. Like, vMix is out there, guys.
Yeah.
vMix works great.
If you already have a Mac, I mean, I would say, yeah, good in Ecamm. Why wouldn't you? I mean, why would you pivoting is real hard to do. Yeah, I have no idea. I just love pink. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, it's fair. Looks great.
Yeah, she loves pink. She always has.
Yeah.
So, I think we covered pretty much everything we needed to cover tonight, right?
You like black colors. You like me.
What's that?
We like to wear black colors. That's a joke because it's such a non-inspiring color.
No, it's not. It's inspiring.
Ignore
I
me.
like it. Black has always been one of my favorite colors.
It's thinning, so I like it that way. But
he's been on a Mac since he's been 0 years old, and the other thing that gets me is like people, I don't know. They say a whole bunch of stuff anyway. Like Mac was using all Intel stuff until like last year, but.
Yep. Yeah. Right. It was like, Intel. It was like you were just using Intel for how many years?
No, but people like thought a Mac was so different, and it's like, no, it's not. It's just, the software is different, but it's all the inside is Intel stuff. That's what it was, But this year is a big year, and it's no joke. The Mac M1 is what it is, but I have and no one talks nobody wants to talk bad about anything, but I've had people. One of them is Yolanda in here. She bought a Mac Mini, and then she was kind of pissed off that she had to have a few extra things that she had attached to it that cost money. Like, not everything is going to be there. There's dongles, there's things, and they're cheaper. You can buy them cheap, but I think most people think that everything's right there. I know another person who wanted to have 2 screens, and they thought that you could just have 2 screens. Yeah, it's easy for someone that knows what they're doing, and they can be explained how to do it, but it's frustrating thinking that you already thought it could happen. That's all. So.
That's all, everybody.
That's it.
Alert, super chat.
Yeah.
Tommy.
If Tommy could say something, he's probably like, yeah, John, say it. The Tommy Bernhardt Show. Thank you, Tommy, so much, man. I appreciate that. Llamas need love, too.
Look what he wrote.
Yeah. Llamas need love. They do.
Llamas, they have to eat, Tommy. They got to eat. And they like steak. So $5 won't really help. No, I'm not going to stop, Vinny.
Thanks so much. I'm excited to see you both, and soon doing crafty stuff for a change. Yeah, it will be so much fun. It will be so much fun. Someone told me to switch to PC, and I spent hundreds of money. Right, and that's the same. But see, that's the whole idea. Like, I just want people to have the information from both sides. You might have had someone that give you information from one side, right? But I want people to have the information they need. What are they using right now? How can we make it work for them? And that's being the person that I want to be. Not swaying somebody into something, not saying, making them think they need to spend all this money or have this particular equipment. It's about what do you got right now? What can we put together to make it work? That's all.
That's true. But all too often, I've also seen people that are looking for those questions and those answers, and in the end, they just say, "Cut to the chase. Tell me what I need." That kind of stuff.
Those are people that usually have the money.
No, I don't know about that. They're just people who have impatience. They have no. Yeah, no, I don't think so, man.
Oh,
I don't think so. Vin and Jeff are on this earth to give you a hard time, John. Oh, please, give John a hard time. First of all, John doesn't even care if people give him a hard time. Yeah.
What is Tommy doing?
Tommy's here. He's just trying to make you feel good because Vinny and I are picking on you.
Llamas love you long time.
Llama love you long time. Why you love Llama, not me? He understands that reference, don't you, Tommy?
Llama, tell you something.
Why you love Llama, not me? That's a Dr. Disrespect.
So what is Cashew saying? Yes, Apple's in the womb marketing plan from back in the day really paid off with Sammy Superstar.
Cradle to grave. cradle to grave.
It's very true. They have a whole plan that you're to rotate over your equipment, and it shows by the M1. It shows by the stuff they're not letting you upgrade. And if you think that's not true, you're wrong. But you can think what you want. But for most people anyway, if they get 5 years out of it, most people. But I'll tell you right now, I used my last PC for 11 years. And this PC,
but what she's talking about really is more than that. She's talking about indoctrination through marketing and saying,
But they all do that.
You're going to think Mac is the only. Mac used to didn't. I mean, that was the problem they ran into and why they got clobbered in the mid '90s, because they did not. They were more into the music, some of the design stuff, and they weren't doing anything outside of that, and they got completely run over by Windows and PCs because of that. So they've changed that sense, which I think is smart.
Here's the thing: they say Mac is better for music production back in the day.
It's true.
That is true. But my friend Chris, right, who is he's basically done print ad work for 30 years, right? Yep. They know what these companies do. These companies, they use this X amount of things because that's what the whole industry uses. You know, so when I talked to Chris about DaVinci Resolve, he didn't even know what it was. These people are all using, they're all using, Adobe. And so it's because the whole industry is just conditioned to use it.
They're using that software not to be named.
Right. And then when they find out DaVinci is incredible and what it can do, and they're both incredible, but one's free, so it's just amazing.
Yeah. And the studio version's even much cheaper. On that note, my good friend Chris, which I saw today down in his studio, he had Mac forever running his recording studios, and he's full on PC now. He's like, I'll never go back.
Well, GarageBand was ahead of its time.
Yeah, I mean, he was. But I mean, it wasn't really that. I'm talking about in the major studios, they were running, obviously, they were really running Macs and the tape. But I mean, now PCs, the way they are with the processing and how they handle things and Windows stabilizing, all those guys are jumping over to PC now and using different stuff. So it's too costly on the Mac. You don't get the benefit. But yeah, in the day, he's right, the day, yeah. He's just telling us everybody's used Macs. I love it. Are you on Wiki? Anybody who's used a Mac is on Wiki. DaVinci is amazing. I love DaVinci.
And it's free, right? Like, what's better than that?
Do you use it, Lioncrest? I'm just curious if you're using the editor tool.
I like when people say stuff like this, like at Yale they used Macs. They weren't given them.
Well, you know what? At my JUCO they used Abacuses. At Yale they used Macs. Yeah.
Listen.
The problem is,
do you know how life works?
They did, and then. I mean, that's fine. They were just giving it to them free. But I mean, they were doing that. And then in the 90s, Windows came out and just said, you do the colleges and we'll do every single business in the world.
Yep.
And we just steamrolled you. And guess what happened? The guy that works those businesses has to go home and take his work. He needed a PC. So his kids ended up using a PC more than a Mac anyway, because he didn't want to have
That's a whole different garbage story
in his house.
There's a lot of
It's not a garbage story. It's a true story.
No, and that's not valid. A garbage story. I'm just saying that, like, when people say so-and-so uses it, so there's always a reason. There's always reasons behind everything. And there's a reason why...
There are very good reasons to use Macs.
Yeah, there's a reason why I use a PC. And there's a reason why I had a Mac for 11 years. I mean, I don't have anything bad to say about them, but I'm just tired of people being brainwashed, one so much greater than another. And then it depends on what you're using it for, I guess. I don't need to use a Mac. I don't need to use... a PC, but I like the PC because to me, everything is upgradable. I can rip apart this thing. I can set it up where I don't have to change a power supply. I can upgrade 2 generations of CPUs. And I've said this before, I could upgrade multiple generations of GPUs and I could be running the same motherboard. The PCI.
I'm going back to whatever I can find when running Red Hat Linux. I don't care anymore.
Linux is
you guys have made me so mad about
awesome. This. I use DaVinci, a free version though. Yeah, so do we.
Yeah, me too. I don't need it. That new update was great, man. And adding the H.265 encoder is kind of nice. Moving that off the studio down to that.
I don't know. Last upgrade is amazing. Amazing.
It's pretty nice stuff. I think it was kind of under the water for most people, but so Linecrest, yeah, I'm looking at, by the way, instead of that speed editor, I'm looking at the Tourbox Neo tool for doing quick edits. I'm just curious if anybody.
You were saying that, right? I remember you just saying that the other night.
I'm going to buy that. I'm going to grab that because what I like about that over the DaVinci speed editor, which I think is great, is you can use it for every application from like Photoshop, Illustrator, my DAW, like whatever, any kind of music program, and then set your own stuff for each application. So I'm excited to try that out and kind of show everybody what's happening with that. Yeah, Vinny, that makes sense.
I tell you what,
so excited.
if I could scoop up every Commodore 64 right now, someone would give them to me, I would take them because they're worth money.
I know. But I like the fact that he ends with, he's so excited. The little touches.
I use Adobe and I get it for $25, right? But I'm doing projects for my clients.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, sometimes you got to pay for some good stuff if you want to use it. Especially if you're using it for any freelance work or anything. I mean, corporate. If I was working for a company, then they were shelling out big bucks for all the licenses and the computers for Apple to run, design companies. I'd be like, yeah, let's do it. Of course.
Yeah, she told me. Do you know when I first met her 20 years ago, she still had that Commodore 64 up in the attic in parts. I was like, I wish they never got rid of it. It's gone. I wish they never got rid of it.
Oh, no. That's a bummer.
Yes, remember this? I loved Oregon Trail.
Oh, Oregon Trail. That was a big deal.
Yeah.
That was such a big deal.
That was a big deal. I don't use Speed Editor, but willing to learn. Right. Exactly.
The problem is they're bumping up an extra $100 now. I thought it was worth it for the $200 some dollars you get that and the studio. And now it's going up to nearly, I'm like, I'm going to go a different route. But yeah, it looks cool. It looks cool.
Yeah. Anytime that anything ups your productivity, then that's different. Then you spend the money for it. Otherwise, you're only kidding yourself.
You know what? What I did do, just for what it's worth, because I started deep diving into the editor issue.
Yeah.
I actually picked up, I have a 520, those M520 Logitech mice. They got a bunch of buttons on them for gaming.
Okay.
And I went through and just did a ton of assignments, really easy through the keyboard assignments onto that for DaVinci. Oh my God, they're so cool how quickly you can edit with a stinking Logitech mouse when you've got it all designed up.
Because you can use that, everything on the mouse.
Yeah, you got the scroll, the lean on that. You got the tap. You've got all those buttons on the sides. It's just fantastic. There are like 20 different things you can shortcut in there. It's really interesting. I picked that up over the weekend. A little nugget of information.
That was like yesterday, a PowerBook.
My first computer was a Texas Instrument.
It's like yesterday.
Was solar-powered Texas Instrument calculator that we thought was the coolest, amazing technology, and all we ever did was spell boobs on it.
76.
Yeah,
I think
that's all we did with it.
But that is the thing that I really remember was my first computer costing $3,200. Yeah, I know, $3,200. A 233.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, CPU.
$3,200. That's a lot of money back then.
Yeah. In 1995 and 95 or 96, I just remember being so afraid to open that thing up when I wanted to change a few things. God. But I think it's time to go, bro. I think we got to head out.
Head out. It's time.
It's time, bro.
2 hours. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You guys were great. Thank you so much. Some good questions tonight.
Yeah.
People getting in there talking tech tonight. There's some good tech talk tonight. I like it.
I really enjoyed it.
You got angry at one point. That was cool.
Who did?
You got angry.
I didn't get
angry.
angry.
You did about that. No touch screen. You did get angry.
Freaking ridiculous. I don't know how there's no touch screen.
Is this Halloween music? Is this what this is right here?
Halloween's over.
All of a sudden, I'm like, why are you playing Halloween music?
Halloween's over.
It's kind of great. It's kind of fitting. I get so sad the day after Halloween. It feels like the day that Halloween's over, like all the stuff's put away. Yeah,
yeah, it is. And the Christmas stuff is out.
So fat. Oh, yeah, Jingle Bells. Oh, dude, the day of Halloween, I'm watching Christmas commercials. It's so weird. Just give it a day, man.
Oh, I know.
So nuts. I like that music for this. It was kind of vibey. It was like the right vibe for... Okay. Put the Go By song on.
All right, guys.
What the...
We'll all see you.
Yeah, Christmas.
If don't forget to check out Jeff's channel, 9 p.m.
hell is this?
on Tuesday. It's fun music.
It's like a Benny... This is like for music for
Benny Hill? Sure.
That's how old I am.
It's time to go. It's time to go. Thanks,
Yeah, stop that.
Cashew. We had a great time tonight, and thank you for everybody that came in. I hope you enjoyed. Say goodbye to everybody. I'm not angry. It's impossible for me to be angry. I can't. Now it's time for Christmas music. Not yet. Not yet. It's too soon.
Next Tuesday, I'll be showing off my Sony touchscreen, so make sure to stop in.
Yeah. Yeah. Your Sony touchscreen. I'm going to be showing out my PowerBook.
If I advertise that as bait, I would get 1,000 people in here, and 999 would be like mad as hell at me for doing it.
Thanks, Chris, for watching. I appreciate that.
Night, Chris.
Thanks,
it was nice
man.
to meet you, Lioncrest.
Yeah, I've been watching him stream a little bit too, and sometimes he comes on different times. I just happen to catch him, and I'll watch. And like before I jumped in here, I said I was on there. But great questions, and thanks for stopping in. I really appreciate that.
Absolutely, yeah.
Good night, peeps. Yeah, thanks so much. Secondhand Rose, thanks so much for the great questions and being here. I appreciate that.
I love
See
that
you
dog
all soon, guys. Thank you for coming to the stream. I had a great time. I'll see you next week. Bye.
Ba-da-ba-da-da-bum.